We are back to Rimworld. This time we're gonna continue building up our first big shared bedroom, if you will. A hall, a mess hall. For now, for our colonists. Larson, Emma and Big Red. And the game is kind enough to tell us what is our priority as well. Here we see no trading capacity. As this is a small hills map, there is a reasonable amount of rocks and caves, something looking like this, which contain resources as silver and metal, but they will run out in time. So the only way to acquire them later is to participate in trade. So before I unpause, I will think about where to put the orbital trade station, and I think I'm gonna tuck it away somewhere here later. The reason is it needs not to be covered by a roof, and that means a defensive weakness to your colony, to your fortress, because as we will see later, the colony is also accessible not only from the ground but from the air. Not to spoil anything. What I also need to do is to deconstruct this wooden wall and replace it with a wall that will actually transmit power. There we go, there's gonna be a wooden conduit wall. Okay, and everything seems to be going quite well here. Everybody is employed, everybody has stuff to do. Let's plan out some floors for them. So as I said, this is a pretty comfy game. It's actually quite hard, and I don't know if I managed to win it this run, but that's actually okay. What I look for in games like this is mostly just having fun and maybe a little bit of role-playing, watching my little dudes do stuff, and hoping that these batteries will not blow up in the rain again. Leaving them roofless was a big mistake. Actually, let's cancel every job here. And let's make sure they have a roof over them. Should we do this? Let's go with structure, wooden conduit wall. And there we go, that should do. Yeah, what I saw there is I have not enough metal to go around, as I feared, so... there goes the... there goes the battery. Well, I guess this is how it goes. Do as I say, not as I do. Always remember about your batteries. I think I'm gonna be fine. Emma's here. She's not fighting the fire, but the fire will be put out by the rain, hopefully. So I think we're gonna be fine. I think everything is gonna be fine, especially when Larson finishes up her mining. Unfortunately, she's a pretty decent, not very skilled miner, so I hope we didn't get another another explosion here. That would be actually pretty bad in these circumstances. But yeah, comfy games. I guess this one is very comfy, albeit it can be pretty hard. I haven't actually finished it ever. I have never successfully built a starship and make my dude go home. So I'm certainly looking forward to that, but I realize I might fail on this run because from what I've seen, where is everybody asleep? Oh, there we go. Sometimes the overlapping names do not show up. Seems to me that many players of Rimworld are really big on min-maxing everything and just I wouldn't say exploiting, but playing the game to win rather than to build and see what happens. And by the way, that's a really neat feature here. You don't get to name the colony right away, only after several days. As you can see here, 7 days passed, and my colonies actually came up with a name themselves. It's Fallville, and I'm gonna go with that because that really captures the rainy circumstances we have to deal with here. Oh, poor Emma. Just eating in the rain. I'm gonna fast forward this because what I actually need to focus on here is not my guy sleeping, but working. I don't think I'm going to actually have a lot of these fast forward moments later on. Right now, I'm just waiting for my metal to go through. I think Emma is going for it, so that's very fortunate because we really need these walls right here. Okay, the weather cleared up, and as you can see, I designated, maybe that's a better word for this, these trees to be chopped down. The reason is I will try and minimize the cover that's available around in the immediate surroundings of my colony. That's because the enemies also can use firearms, and they will seek cover and play pretty smart for what they are. So what you want to do is to maximize the amount of cover your guys have and minimize the amount of cover the enemy has. Here we can see Emma finally building up our wall, but I think we only had so much metal left. Yeah, seems like Emma is slacking again. So actually what I can do is make her construct stuff again. I guess, there we go. Let's finish up these walls and extend our wall to somewhere here. There we go. I think that should do it. Yes, there we go. She's hauling wood. Larson is building. Big Red is hauling metal, so we'll hopefully have our battery is nice and shielded. What's not so good is we are running a little bit low on food. You get only 8 packaged survival meals available right now. So what I'm gonna do now is look around for some other food in some packaged food on the map itself. Sometimes you will get other pods also falling on your map, but I don't think we've been lucky with these so far. I think we've run our initial meal supply pretty low, but it's gonna be okay. What I'm concerned with is this this kitchen right here is not powered yet, so I think after this conduit wall we should be okay with that. And finally put... who's our cook? And finally we can put our cook to work. Ah, that's Emma, okay. Yeah, okay. So they're gonna go to sleep. So again we have two visitors now, Senra and Lair. But I don't think I have the capability to... oh, there's that word. I don't think I have the capability to enslave them, if you will. Oh yeah, that's actually what you do in this game. You enslave people. Unfortunately. Yeah, it's a pretty gruesome game if you think about it. You'll see later. Let's just say your colonists, their system of damage and health points is pretty in depth, so that they actually get damage dealt to the inner organs, and you have some, let's say, opportunities to replace those organs from other suspects, other humanoids, let's put it like that. Let's see what they're up to. And let's hope they will not take our stuff away. Okay, this one here is nicely mined out. I will order mining of this metal right here, because we will be expanding here sooner or later. And the reason I'm doing such a cautious, if you say, mining operations, I do not just mine right away, is that I want to work with wooden walls predominantly at the beginning, because living in a room with solid rock for the walls impacts the colonists' morale negatively, so they are pretty sad about living in a cave. I don't know, I think it would be pretty neat to have just a slab of rock as a as one of your room walls, but that's just me. I guess in the future people get even more spoiled for creature comforts. There's not that much for me to do, I think, because the trees here are still getting felled. Okay, let's put our research table here again, because I think I accidentally cancelled it. And let's give my little cozy base some floors here. Let's do it like this. It's gonna be a pretty long endeavor to put all these to put all the floor here. So I think I'm gonna leave my people at this, but first I think I'm gonna actually put some real beds here. Maybe not like this. Maybe let's give him a little bit of room. Let's plan it out like this, and let's hope people will build them up. I think this will actually be a hospital, infirmary, or something, and we'll keep our we'll have a prison actually somewhere here. Let's slate it for construction. Right here, right now. Let's make it. Let's make it not too nice for the prisoners, because this is how I want it to be. But you'll actually want to have a pretty good standard of living in the in your prisons, because you will either threaten the prisoners to join you, or try to bribe them with kindness, feeding them, looking to their wounds and stuff. So actually want to have at least I have two sets of prisons in my colonies usually. Let's fast forward so I don't bore you with people just doing the same thing they were doing before. And yeah, comfy games. This is I think the third time I try to talk about it. The actual challenge of this game is it doesn't take away from the comfy factor, the coziness of the game. I think the most important part with comfiness of games is that you have a home or a base or something that you, at least for me, of course, you have some place, either some place or like a base, like a mobile base you come back to after every evening, and you see it grow. You see your whole history of your playing the game reflecting in that. There is not many games like that, and I'm pretty bummed out that I didn't have the appropriate consoles. Like for example, I only recently got to know about Harvest Moon games, and I think I might be playing them on an emulator or something pretty soon. But I've missed out on that. I've missed out on Animal Crossing, and those are the games that sound like would be right up my alley. Homeworld, that's a very good example of a really comfy game, to me at least. Just and the first one, I beat the first one. I didn't play the second one much. The second Homeworld was a little bit too much in the how should you call it, the UI and the interface experience. I guess it was a little bit more busy, but the basic premise of Homeworld was there, and I liked it, especially in the first game. That after every mission you go back to your guys go back to the mothership and you'll jump together. So every mission had significance, and every good ship that you were with for a long time. Okay, let's see. Let's not ramble again. Oh, it's Larson's birthday today. Oh, she just turned 34. So Happy birthday, Lawson. Yeah, so I guess returning and significance is a big thing to me in the comfiness of games. There we go. A group of travelers from Loyalties Valley. What a strange name, actually. Are passing by. I'm not gonna even think about capturing these guys because they are armed, and I do not want to. I cannot afford to have any casualties, I guess. Why isn't it? That's strange. Huh. That's really strange. What's really strange is this bench did not get powered, I guess. I just need to get good at this game and actually look up how things work this time. I don't think I played the game with the conduit walls since the earlier alpha, so that would be why I made these mistakes here with the power grid. Turns out I actually will have to deconstruct many of these walls here. Seriously? Seriously? This is not a... Okay. I guess you have to... Oh my god. Okay. I guess I made a really big mistake here. I guess you have to... I don't know, actually. It looks like it's in a room. Here, we have constructed roof here. So I don't know why this happened in the rain, actually. It's very strange. Okay. Let's go ahead and spend even more metal to rebuild our batteries here. And then we will enclose them in proper walls like this, right? Do we have enough metal for the two of them? I don't think so. So I'll order more mining to be done here and here. Is this metal? This is metal. There we go. And Emma did a very stupid thing because the other battery is now unavailable, I guess. Oh, AI. I guess it's my fault again. Let's deconstruct this world here real quick. Okay, so we have I'm gonna go ahead and harvest. Huh. These plants seem to be not grown enough to get harvested, so I'll take a look in the next episode.